When you think of a burger, what you need is a great sauce. And a light, smoky barbecue goes hand in glove with a great burger. Start by finely chopping 1 onion and 3 cloves of garlic. Nice hot pan, tablespoon of olive oil, onions and garlic into the pan. Nice seasoning, salt and pepper. Now, the secret of a good barbecue sauce is that really important caramelization to begin with. A nice tablespoon brown sugar. It darkens the onions, but it really starts to sort of give that nice syrupy body to the sauce. We'll put a little bit of heat in there now. A nice teaspoon of smoked paprika. That's the important part of working with spices. You've got to cook them out and almost sort of burn off that rawness, especially with the smoked paprika. That's exactly where I want it to go. Onions and garlic, beautifully caramelized. Cider vinegar in. Reduce that down. Now, I've got a fantastic smoky base. To complete the sauce, I'm making my life really easy and adding pre-made Worcester sauce and tomato ketchup. Cook that out for 2 to 3 minutes. Now, depending on how thick you like the barbecue sauce, that determines how long you cook it out for. I don't want it to be too runny, but I don't want it to be too thick either. That's the consistency we're looking for. Lovely. Turn down the gas. Touch of seasoning. Now, take that out. It's the kind of sauce that I like to have sort of bottled up in the fridge. It's great for sandwiches, but goes brilliantly well with these sliders. Homemade, smoky barbecue sauce. Give the pan a little wipe. Now, start the mix for the sliders. To give my mix a really interesting flavour and texture, I'm going to be using unsmoked back bacon. I travel all over the world, and I spend a lot of time in the States. They know how to make a great slider. Pork sliders, beef sliders, chicken sliders. And it's almost like a way of having a burger, but on a much smaller, miniature level. A little teaspoon of olive oil. I want that bacon to get really nice and crispy. Bacon in. This just gives the really nice sort of chunky, delicious mix. I want texture, and pork is perfect for a slider. And chop a shallot. Shallots are a lot sweeter than your normal white onion. Fine, 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 and in. Now that bacon's getting really nice and crispy, I want a bit of heat in there. Put a little teaspoon of smoked paprika in there. And when you see these sliders in the States, for one portion there's like 4 or 5 of them, little mini one-biters. Incredible. Now, take your pork, just open it up, and give that a really nice seasoning. So important. You can't season a slider after you've cooked it. It's impossible. So, season it nicely. Bacon. Now that's nice and crispy. Just take a little touch kitchen roll and just drain that off there. Nice. Pat that nice and dry. I want all that nice sort of crispiness in there. Beautiful. Mix all that in. Take a nice ball and sort of roll it. Size of a golf ball. Get it nice and round first, and then 3 fingers. Just pat that down. Don't flatten them too thin, otherwise they overcook and they go sort of dry. Because sliders are bite-sized burgers designed to go in small buns, you don't want to make them too big. Good. Get the pan nice and hot. Tablespoon of olive oil. When a slider is literally that thick, about 1 inch thick, you're going to take 2.5 to 3 minutes each side. In. Turn them over. Lovely. Once you've turned them, tilt the pan and just spoon all that juice back into them. Even my mouth's watering now. Very easy to dry the pork out, so just feeling it now with your fingers is nice and firm. A little touch of springiness in the center. I'm happy with those. Add your cheese now so it gets nicely melted. I'm using wedges of smoked cheddar.
And it adds that nice sort of soury, smoky creaminess to the slider.
Finally, shred a baby gem lettuce.
And just take those buns, make sure they're sliced nice and evenly. Take your lettuce, be quite generous with the lettuce. Just a nice thin slice of tomato. Take your burgers. You can see that cheese. Beautifully melted. Your barbecue sauce. Place the top on. And that is my version of a slider that is small, dynamic, but packed full of flavour. I'll take that over a hamburger any day.